Okay, guys, let's try this one more time. After 2.5 minutes, Jesus Christ, Bleeves, get your shit together. Number one, we have an article from a Shiba Inu person who says they know exactly how many Shiba Inu you're going to need to become a millionaire in the next bull run. We've got Bitcoin struggling because FTX is about to sell off a lot of tokens. But Michael Vandepop says, hey, guys, quit being a little bitch. We're about to moon. I don't know if that's the case, but I do know that Michael Vandepop is wrong quite a bit. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? It is time for Bedtime with Bleeves. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. We are moving the studio around just a little bit. The planet in the background, we're moving this planet in the background. It's been going around in a circle. It's not really doing anything. And the sky really sucks because it's all purple and shit. I think there's probably something bad going on in the air. I'm not going outside and I'm not figuring it out though. So we'll see what happens here, guys. But good evening. Welcome to Bedtime with Bleeves. Mike Vollmer's in the house. Saw Mike today. He is a mod, by the way. Yeah, he's a mod over at Wendy O's stream. Nice. Kai Schlott is in the house. Maddie B is in the house. Richard Nelson is here complaining about audio. Who does that? Get a room. Osiris SGC is in the house. And Jay Crypto says, guess you two have something in common then. Makes you both good guys. I don't know what I did, but yeah. Cody Core says, Bleeves in the house. That is exactly right. Bleeves in the home even. But guys, if you haven't already, consider NordVPN for your privacy and security and safety on the internet. Remember, Vitalik Buterin, and I love just saying Buterin because I could also say Butterin and people be like, that's not how you say his name. And I could be like, it is how I say it. So Vitalik Butterin, he got hacked the other day because you know what? He's an asshole who doesn't have NordVPN, and he didn't get it from the link in the description down below. So if you want to be like Vitalik Buterin, whatever his name is, it's Buterin, by the way. If you want to be just like Vitalik Buterin without the money, then keep not having NordVPN. First 90 days are free, $4.99 a month afterwards. And then MEXC for your futures trading, Gate.io for your futures trading. And if you want me to do your trading for you, that's Fairdesk. Go sign up to Fairdesk. Put $100 in. Put $100 in. Take a shot at it. See what Bleeves can do for you. What can Bleeves do for you? That should be my new logo. What can Bleeves do for you? Because that bitch is always right. 100x gems tomorrow. We'll be launching the smart contract, and we're going to make a token. It's coming, guys. So also Ruby Dex, if you use decentralized exchanges and you use Uniswap, it's like the French say, fuck Uniswap. Uniswap is, what's the French word? Dog shit. That's what the French word is. Ruby Dex allows you to do limit orders so that you don't have to buy on the spot when you want, when you're forced to buy at a certain price. You don't have to let the FOMO build up. You can start to look at the charts, and we're going to look at charts tonight. We're going to talk about some of the prices so that you guys can see that, and maybe you can kind of look at it and see exactly what's going on. Tom Collide is in the house and says, I'm over it all, sitting idly till the bull run. Evo out. Joni Metcalf is in the house. We've got Taylor Buck in here. What is going on? All right, guys. Jaime Sandoval. I think it's Jaime. I think probably Jamie if you're in the United States. But Jaime Sandoval, what's up, Bleep? Should I sit on the sidelines till next year since the market is so unstable? No, you should be shorting everything. That's and guys, listen, we've talked for a long period of time, and we've talked about spot trading, and we've generally been on that just buy it and hodl kind of narrative. And guess what? That just doesn't work in a bear market. So here's what we're going to do for the next little while. We're going to talk about how to short, how to make money on the bottom. And by the way, you can look, I didn't liquidate my position yet. I did liquidate my Bitcoin position and I did take a new one and it is up as well. But we're going long on this Bitcoin position. Not going to go very far. We're going to reverse that and we're going to short it very soon. But I do think that there are some levels that we need to check out. And I'll show them to you. But first, we're going to get through a little bit of news. How much one must invest in Shiba Inu to become a millionaire in the next bull market. And this thing says how much one must invest in Shiba Inu. And I just like that. And it's a Russian, by the way. And it was translated by Barry Rahman. And you can come down here and see Barry Rahman over here. Talented journalist from the New York University with a degree in journalism, skilled in SEO. Optimize my YouTube, you know what I mean? God. Anyway, so the answer, the simplest answer here is this. They came down with like, where do we think it's going to go? What do you need? By the logic, targeting previous highs, you need 11,600,000,000 Shiba Inu right now at a current price tag of 809, which, by the way, it's down even more. You need $93,947 in SHIB to basically not guarantee, but say with reasonable certainty that yes, that's probably going to make you a millionaire in the next bull market. You're probably going to get about an 11x. That should be enough to get you where you need to go. Second, Bitcoin price falls as market ponders the possible FTX crypto sales. Now, for those of you that don't know, the unlock is coming for $3.4 billion worth of assets for FTX. Court documents reveal a desire to liquidate up to 100 million worth of crypto assets per week. As of April 2023, FTX possessed approximately 3.4 billion worth of crypto assets. So they are saying that they want to liquidate 100 million per week. I told you guys 200 million per day was probably what they were going to end up doing. However, they are saying that they want to do 100 million per week. So, and in the bottom of the bear market, that's stupid. But it's up to them to do. I mean, they've already wrecked everybody in the process, right? They didn't wreck the United States, though, because FTX US was 100% of it. And when the bankruptcy comes out and when it's cleared out, I do believe that the people in FTX US are going to be made whole. So good news there. Also, SEC Chair Gary Gensler is going to go in front of Congress tomorrow to tell them why he is the best man and the most handsome person to handle the SEC and why cryptocurrency belongs to the SEC until his corporate and galactic overlords at the banking administrations are ready to take over crypto for all of these dingbats who are currently running it. They don't know what they're doing. They have no clue. Goldman Gary for the win. Goldman Gary, President 2024. I think that's what we're all saying right now. You guys got to be feeling it, right? You got to be feeling it. You're not feeling it? All right, well, whatever. Stealth Wing Productions is vaulting it up in the house. We're going to talk Volt in just a few minutes. Altcoins ready to leave a depression phase and trade higher, says crypto analyst Michael Vandepop. Guys, I want you to look around. I want you to look in chat right now. Just tonight, Tom Collide said, F this S. I am done with this shit. I can't take it anymore. Jaime Sandoval comes in here and he says, hey, I can't take this anymore. Maybe I should just chill out for the rest of the year. You're not looking at it right. When the price go up, you buy for go up. When the price come down, you sell and you short it and price go down. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in just a few moments if you haven't watched already. And look, you're making your job so much harder then it has to be by just becoming what they call a moon boy. You can't be a moon boy in a bear market. It's very difficult to do. You can get wins. You will get wins every once in a while. Get away from me, Satan cat. You can make wins. You can have success, but it's going to be muted. You have to remember that not everybody gets those big moves. You don't get those big plays. You don't get those Pepes all the time. If you got in early on Ben, you don't get those Bens all the time. Ben went up to 100 million market cap, a little over 100 million, but you get my point. You don't get those a lot. You get those a little, and only a few people make life-changing money. Most people just throw their money in at the wrong time, hold on too long, and end up getting wrecked. So what we're going to try to do is make sure that we are not the people that are getting wrecked. That's the goal at this point. So now Shibarium, 203,000 in daily transaction, guys. Starting to get serious on Shibarium. If this continues for a few more days, I get the sense that we're probably going to start seeing a lot more in the neighborhood of burns. Down 60% on the day, though, but still 72 million in burns. So not nearly as bad. Still nowhere near what we would expect and want to see in order for SHIB to get on a massive run. But we are seeing a little bit of improvement. Now, on to the Bitcoin price. We're skipping through most of this. Liquidity, we're going to skip liquidity tonight. It really, nothing has changed very much. The fundamentals of where we are and what we're doing are pretty much the same as they have been. And if you take a quick look at the United States right now, then you see it is basically Bitcoin. You saw one big Uniswap thing come in, but you see Litecoin. There's a lot of Ethereum, a lot of Matic coming in, a lot of XRP getting bought up. Litecoin coming in pretty heavy. Yeah, there's a lot being bought right now, but we got to come over here. Atom, for some reason, Atom seems to be pretty hot tonight. Uniswap seems to be hot tonight. We got Solana buys coming in. So a lot of buys coming in all over in this market in the United States of all places. Weird that that's happening. Let's back out for just 1 second and let's go look at what's going on with USDT in the overall and general market. Where are the big buys coming in? Let's see. Bitcoin is the one that we want. That's the big one. That's the one that matters. So on Bitcoin, trading right now at 25,003. It looks like we're having a little bit of a pump on Bitcoin somewhere. This might be, maybe this is Binance, I want to say, but we're seeing a lot of action coming in right now on the United States market. Although it's really weird, we shouldn't be seeing it all coming into the United States. We should be seeing it going into the Asian markets right now. This is a testament to what is going on right now in Asia. As you can see, there is a stream of buys coming in the Asian market, but look at the buys coming in on crypto.com, BitMEX. They're all going to the United States right now. A little bit happening in Europe. That should change at some point. This is a little bit odd. Guys, to be fair, I haven't seen something like this in a while. Generally speaking, there we go. There we go. Now we're starting to see the European market pick it up. Maybe, just maybe, it's taken a second for it to register what is going on because, and it could be that something is going on with this algorithm here because I just don't see a lot going on in the Asian market, and I would expect to see just a little bit more. And we're starting to see it pick up right here. So maybe, just maybe. But let's get back over here and let's talk Bitcoin. We're up $1 billion on the evening. Let's pop the screen up here for full size so that you can see the full size. And we're going to talk, and we're going to come down this list here. We're going to start with Bitcoin. What am I doing? What are we doing on Bitcoin right now? So what I did was I took and liquidated my long position, or I'm sorry, I liquidated my short position, made $48. Again, we're just doing this with $100 to see what happens, right? So then I took and I bought at 25,125, going back the other way. I took a long position here. My idea here for this, by the way, was I thought that there was a good possibility before we dump down into Let me pop this up here. Before we drop down into, why did I do that? Jesus Christ. There we go. Before we drop down into the quote unquote abyss right now of 23,000 or something like that, I thought that maybe we would get a little bit of a relief rally, not quite to 26,800, not quite up here, but on the 1 hour, what I'm looking at is I would like to see this 200 SMA get one final test. Well, the 200 SMA is right up here at around 25,700. So my thinking was maybe we're not going to get all the way there, or we're going to see that start to move down over the next little while. We still have until Wednesday, so we're doing this on the hourly. So we might not see a catastrophic move to the downside. I don't think that we will. I think that we're going to see one more at least test in the 25,007 range. Now, if we do that, then come over here and look at this long position. Then what we're doing is we're taking it at 25,600 is where I'm taking the profit. Just so you guys understand, I'm not bullish on that. Now Nodes followed me today. I don't know what it is that their what their announcement is, but yeah, there should be some kind of announcement coming up. I normally don't get big companies like that following me out of nowhere, so there must be something going on. But I set my take profit at 25,600, which will be another $45. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this. And by the way, this is my strategy. I'm going to take the profit there at $45. That's going to leave $120 plus an additional $90. That's going to make it $210. So we will effectively have, if this plays out, doubled my $100 investment into $200 on MEXC. And then we're going to start picking some other different ones. And we're not going to go, we're not going to take, by the way, some high risk. We're not looking for a high risk sort of thing. We're looking for some safe money to start to move in a specific direction. And, I think that's what we're going for. If we do anything, I might do like $50 long on Ben or something like that. As you can see right here, we're rejecting off of the 200 SMA after we came down below it. So, not right now, but if we get back down into this 2000 range, then I might just go long on it. Or if we can get down over here before we get 7 days left until liquidity unlocks and they move on to a V2. And I was texting Ben a little while ago and something going on. I think maybe he was a little busy all day and he didn't pay attention to what the hit networks put out, or the Discovery Channel, as I guess we have to call it now. So I think that he wasn't paying attention and didn't know what was going on. But they put out basically a hit piece on him. Because, what's that? Nick is allegedly a piece of shit. So, and you can say that if you say allegedly. So I think that allegedly they've created a hit piece on BitBoy to try to attack him. And I mean, fair enough. I mean, this is what they're trying to do because they think that, that's going to somehow enhance value for them and do whatever they're going to do. But as far as the token goes, if it comes down into this range at a 2000, then I'm going to become a buyer and I'm going to go long on it. And maximum leverage that you can use on MEXC if you are longing Ben is 10x. You can come over here and see it right here. You click isolated position. The maximum you can do is 10x. So I'm going to go 10x on Ben, see if I can get a nice little run out of it. But again, I don't want to do that until I get down here into this lower range. And as you can see over here, it looks like this. I would want to bounce at least down into this channel one more time. From here, you can see that we've kind of had that wick that came down here and then it bounced off and created a nice little reversal off of that. So if that happens, then that's what we're going to do. WAGMI futures trading is now available on WAGMI. I think it's Gate.io. And if it's not, then spoiler alert, there will be. I think anyway. Who knows? You never know, right? I know, but I don't know. You never know because you know. But anyway, there's a big announcement coming from WAGMI in the next couple days. I don't know if that's it, by the way. I'm just messing around. But possibly, and if it does, then some good futures trading possibility right here. If you are able to do WAGMI futures trading. Right now, this is the spot right here of your bounce. Like if you want that opportunity, I'm not saying that it won't break down lower. I'm not saying that the possibility doesn't exist that it's going to come down. But right now, what it should do is come back up in into this 19 range. And if you just kind of take let's take a look here. That's about a 20% move right now expected on. If you went 10x leverage on that, that's 200% on your profit if it plays out the way that you would hope that it would play out. Now, it doesn't mean that it will, but that would be what I'm looking for right here. And this is why you do like $100. If you get lucky with $100 and it makes that move, right? If you're out $100, you're out $100, right? If you're out $1,000, that kind of hurts a little bit more. So $100 here, try that one out. Go long on it. Take it up to the point of control. Point of control is sitting at 19,600 right now. If you are a little bit leery about that and you're worried, then hold on to your position right now because it does appear to be having a little bit of a breakdown. If it has a little bit of a breakdown and you don't get an announcement, then you probably are going to do another point of control, which is going to be a little bit lower. And I would expect then we're probably going to wick down to about 14,680 coming up here pretty soon. And if that happens, then I would expect a big move back up to 1,700 into this little range of support right here. So it's finding the bottom right now. If you think the bottom is in, go ahead and go long. Look at what your leverage position is. Let me come over here and see. I don't know if MEXC does WAGMI. Now it's going to be a good question because now I'm going to want to know. No, doesn't do no futures trading on WAGMI on MEXC right now. But if you find a place where they can do it, let me know, by the way, in the comments down below if you haven't already. If you know anywhere where I can do trading on WAGMI, then let me know. It could be Gate.io for all I do know. But so that's what I would be doing anyway. I would be looking at that. Now, if you're going long, you could go long too. Like you could just take a long position and you can go to RubyDex right now and set your entry spot. Attach your wallet. Make sure you sign up using the sign up in the link in the description down below because that helps me out. They track me. And if you guys are helping me and you're doing that in this place, then that helps me tremendously with myself. So connect your wallet over here, pop it in, and then set yourself a limit order if you are interested, and make sure that that limit order. 137. All right, you set your limit order over in your trade now. Go down here, set the limit where you want to buy in, pick the project that you want to buy in and pull it up and then do your trades. Easy peasy lemon chicken banana waffles. I have no idea what people say when they say that stupid shit, but there it is. A little bit further on, we've got WAGMI out of the way. Again, Bitcoin, we're going to just kind of ride this out. I'm looking for that move back up to the 25,600. We're going to set that as take profit. We'll take profit there. Once that's done, probably going to reconsider. I might just take the same amount and short that back down. And then I might go into Ethereum and do an Ethereum short as well. Now, checking over on Fairdesk, if you're doing, and if you've joined me for copy trading, then you are making out pretty well right now because I did short Ethereum. I shorted it at 1633 was my entry price. And we are up basically 100% right now. So we basically doubled our position as we sit right now on Ethereum. That was a 20x short. So when we've got a move coming back up here, I don't think it's going to be sustained, by the way. If you look and you just kind of get an idea here, at some point we will break to the upside because that's just what happens. But as you look at it right now, especially on Ethereum, then you really feel like it's just kind of falling. We're continuing to mint lower highs as we go down and lower lows as we go down. Again, it'll break to the upside at some point, but I don't think that it will right now. I think that we're just stressed a little bit. Now, we could have a nice little recovery over the next little bit because if I take a little chance here and say, that's the way that it seems like the top is going, right? And then the bottom seems to be going really drastically down, but I don't think that that's going to sustain. So what I would expect to see on Ethereum right now is we're in the value area low. So we're going to at least come up to 1580, I would think most probably. Or if we start to bounce around in this range, then we're probably going to be stuck right here. And that would mean that we're going to have a break to the downside. But it's not looking like that. Right now, the market is looking like we're oversold, so that there's probably going to be a move to the upside, because when you're down here like this, that means you're oversold, and there's going to be a move to the upside. And that little red that you can see just barely right in that range right there where I just circled, that is telling you that money flow is starting to come back in. Now, it's a little early, and if we check this out, we maximize the pain, you can see right there that the line is, and you know what, let's it's right there, it's heading its way up. I want to set this up for, let's do a cipher B real quick, guys, so that you can see, because sometimes I kind of throw this thing out. And let's let's close that. So we're making the reds a little bit bigger as we go, and we want to make no, we want red, and we want it to be double, and then we want the RSI, and then we want the bullish divergent, the RSI, and we want money flow, buy and sell circle, All right, so I can see it a little bit better now, but now you can see again. You can see the money is starting to flow back into the market. So maybe we're going to have a little bit of upside momentum. Let's close that back down. So otherwise, we're just going to move around in this range probably and break down to the downside. But for the moment, it looks like we might get a little bit of a relief bounce. Jesus Christ, please get your shit together. But Bitcoin again still looks like we need that big move to the upside, and we're waiting for it, just like everything else. We got this green signal right here for the buy, and we got a move to the upside from that, but we're not really sustaining. At best, we came down here, wick down at 24.9, and then we had a nice little move for 200 points. That's 1%. But again, if you're using leverage trading, then it comes up being just quite a bit more. So money coming out of the market right now. Let's move on. BNB looking just like the rest of the market. Not a whole lot going on right there. Looks like we're probably we're not breaking down into the value area low. It looks like we're bouncing off of it. So I would expect to see a move, and it won't be that much, by the way, but a move from 204 to 207. That percentage is going to be, with no leverage, it's going to be about 1.5%. So you might be able to pick up 20x. You might be able to 25, 40%, something like that. You might be able to make a play on it, but I would use it at the value area low and not anymore. And I would be looking at, anything that you do right now has the potential to get wrecked because the bears are in play. So if you're going for any kind of upside move right now, remember that this move, whatever this move is that's happening right now, if there's any positivity to it, it's gonna be short-lived. And let's go back over here and look again at what we've been doing over the last bunch of days. And as you break out all of these moves that have been happening over the last bunch of days, I should probably do it on the hour, but if you break out these moves over the last bunch of days, then you can see that every time we get a move, it looks the same. That move looks like this move, looks like this move, looked like that move right there. So every one of these moves, all that's happening now is we're getting some kind of news that causes a pump, and then the bears are stepping back in and they're liquidating the position. The reason for that is because this is a derivatives market, and what we're doing is we're playing the liquidity pools. The people are down here and they're setting shorts up here, and they'll set a short just a little bit above where we are. And what will happen is we'll get this liquidity pump right here, and then people enter their short position. They'll be like, all right, now we're playing, and then the price will keep going up, and those shorts will get liquidated. So once they get liquidated, that means more liquidity enters the market, and then they'll reverse it, and they'll do the same thing on the way back down. So what happens is these people up here will be getting ready to get wrecked. And then people will start to go long right here, which is why you see so much struggle in these little areas, because that's where the longs are being set. Then everybody goes long right here, and then the bears step in and they liquidate it all the way down here, and they wreck those people along the way as well. This is just the same market strategy being played over and over again right now. And we're probably going to end up seeing, by the way, we're going to see it probably in reverse on this next move right here, because as you can see right here, this one, that one, they're all playing out. This one's just playing in reverse right now. So it would make sense to see a big move right here getting ready to play out, because if it's playing out this way, then it's probably going to play out the next way too. Again, there's no guarantees of anything, but it looks like that's what's about to happen. Now, SHIB is at 70.84. If you did what we talked about this morning and you did it the way we said this morning, what you got is you got a wick down here into 69.69. Hey. And then you had a buy opportunity that took you up to 71.53. And if you played it that way and you used it from wick to wick, then you had a nice little run today, and you probably could have made a nice, not a lot of gain, but you could have made a little bit of gain off of a very bad day. Now, of course, what you're looking for at this point is to hold on. Don't enter a position into SHIB right now, because you are at the point of control. You don't know which direction it's going to go. If you're going to make a guess and you can't help yourself, I would be guessing it's going to go short, but you don't really know, because the market is just a little bit wonky. People are looking for reasons to just ape out of everything. Over here on Bone, again, we had that massive sell-off allegedly coming from Shitoshi, which was denied, of course. And now we're trading sideways just like the rest of the broader market. But we do have this green dot printed, which would indicate that we should be moving to the upside. The fact that we're not should be another bearish indicator that if we get a relief bounce, it's probably not going to be sustained, and it's probably going to come back down. Solana continuing to find new lows. A few hours ago, we had another breakdown on Solana, which minted new lows. We haven't gone into the value area low right now. We're sitting right now at the point of control, meaning that we're going to have to wait to see which move it makes before we move, before we make any kind of move on it. Then we've got, let's see, Conflux. You guys know how I feel about Conflux. I love this project. I think that this is going to be one of those in the bull market is going to have a big run. You can see a bullish divergence that happened over here, a long-term bullish divergence. On the day chart, you're also seeing a bullish divergence. So it is possible that we get a nice break on it, but the way it looks like it played out was to the downside. So and it looks like maybe that's a little bit over right now, but we'll see if it changes or does anything. But again, I'm going to remain and I'm going to stay bullish on Conflux, because this is Chinese, and at some point the Chinese are going to put their money back into crypto. Right now we're in this deflationary economy. They haven't turned on the money printer yet. By the way, Ben is starting to get a nice reversal pump. For anybody who's paying attention here, bounced up to the 200 SMA. So it bounced completely through this descending channel to 2000 and came back up to 23. So if you want to make a play on it, again, I would wait right now, because, and by the way, just to give you guys a little clarity here, when we're looking at this, let's close that out just a little bit. I know I got a lot going on here. We're going to remove the moving averages, but we're going to remember that the moving average was right here. That's the 200 moving average on that line, but it's going to be easier for me to just close that out. So this is a 200 moving average, and what you saw was a breakdown to the bottom of this channel, and then you saw a move all the way back up, right? And that gave you about 15% gain. Like, that's not a bad gain. Well, it's not 15%. Jesus Christ, believes. Do your math right. Actually, it is about a 15% gain. So there was about a 15% move on Ben today, even though it was coming, even though it's come down, but it hit a bottom. It respected one of our lines here, and now it's respecting another line, because as you see right here, it got to the 200 SMA and got rejected. We got that wick. However, we've got that bottom wick right now, which would indicate that there's buy pressure still coming in on it. So if you happen to be on MEXC and you're not already, but you could be, if you sign up in the description down below. But if you come down here and it comes into this range one more time, getting down into this 2,000 range just a little bit more, then I think it's going to have another pump and it'll have another move to the upside. So if you can get in on it, then that's going to be, I think, a good play. Not financial advice though, because again, everything is in a state of flux right now. And by the way, I should point out, and I want to take a moment here because, you know, we talk about this all the time, but we never really talk about like what is really going on in this market. And I think we should probably take just 1 second here and kind of point out, like, let me see if I got one here. Here we go. Okay, so this is basically what you would call kind of a volatility ranking. Volatility ranking is no, that's not piano, Maddie. Let's get right here. So this is a volatility index right now. So when you look at the volatility index, this is kind of a roadmap to where the money is coming from. Richard, it'll liquidity unlocks on the 18th. After it unlocks on the 18th, we'll then have a little bit more about when it's going to launch. I can't tell you exactly the moment it's going to launch because that would be unfair, because everybody would set buy orders and sell orders at that exact point at that exact time. So you can't do that, but we will have it will be very quickly afterwards. It's not going to be immediate, but it will do it will do something pretty quickly. But so the idea here is, where is the money going? And the money can go into different asset classes, right? And the first asset class, and this is the place where most of the money goes, and that's cash equivalents. And those are savings, T-bills, money market. These are almost guaranteed profit locations. And when the markets are struggling and when you're doing quantitative tightening, which is what we're doing right now, where we're raising interest rates and stuff like that, then your cash equivalents starts to go up because the government is trying to incentivize you to just hold. They just want you to hold your money. They don't want you to put it into the markets. They need the markets to come down because the markets run too hot and there's too much profit. There's too much going on in that area. So cash equivalents is your first step. Then you have your bonds market, which is your bond yields and stuff like that, which are hovering right around 4 and 5% right now. Just ridiculous returns on bonds, making that the almost most attractive thing in all of investment right now. So where's your crypto money going? Well, your crypto money right now is going into your cash equivalents and your bonds, because people don't like the risk associated with cryptocurrency, which is the most volatile of these things that we're talking about right now. So most of the money has been moved into cash equivalents, bonds, and then we have corporate stocks like Apple, et cetera, Tesla. And by the way, you know, you have a certain group, a basket that's most healthcare is one of them that's really, really good. So there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on right there. So you might see a little less, but a little more favorable, because the risk on that is still not averse. So you're going to see corporate stocks continuing to kind of pump. Then you have commodities, which are a little bit more unstable. That volatility goes up quite a bit as you move from stocks to commodities. And that includes stuff like oil, gold, soybean, coffee, all the different commodities. Those things are, those things are pretty, those are pretty volatile. And then the final one is alternative asset classes like cryptocurrency. And the reason that you're not seeing a pump in cryptocurrency, despite good news, despite all of the things that are in the market, is that volatility index puts cryptocurrency down at the bottom. So you're not going to see very much going on with that right now. So, yeah. Anyway, and then I got my boy here. The dude, yeah. Ask your mom about that scam. She puts that scam in her mouth every day. So, haha. And he gone. So, and I don't mean to be rude with people. I'm sure his mother is a nice dude. You know what I mean? So we'll leave it at that. All right, guys. So getting back over to the cryptocurrencies. Now let's look at these. Grumpy Cat up 27%, having a nice little spike and a nice little run. Somebody put $30,000 into Grumpy Cat just a little while ago. I happened to see that buy $27,764 in a single buy. And of course, it got front run by a very small MEV bot. Who does that? Jared, you're getting lazy. You're just getting lazy, Jared. Jesus Christ. But it spiked all the way up, almost dropped to zero. Not quite, but very, very close. Wondering if it's going to mint a new high. It still looks like it's moving in an upward fashion. If we take a moment, it could be the end of the run, by the way. But if we kind of take a moment, then we can make an argument here that it's still moving in a bullish direction. And, you know, so far it's been playing out like this. Question now is going to be, does it move up here? Does it come back down here? Does it retest? Does it do all of the things that a crypto should be doing after this run? And, you know, we'll see what happens here. Not a whole lot of sell pressure. This sell pressure took place over a much longer period of time than some of the previous sell downs that have happened. So it looked like maybe we're getting a nice little run. 100x gems tomorrow will be launching the smart contract builder, and we called this out about a week ago, and we put the spots down here. So it's bouncing off of the support, and it looks like it's moving back to the upside after that bounce off of support. So expect a rejection at 5,600. Maybe it gets caught, and maybe a couple of good buys come in and take it over. But it's almost getting back to the all-time high of 74.57. Now the rest of it, Lillian continues its precipitous sort of decline. Advantis is down, but I mean, really, it's up over the last little while. So as you kind of look around on Advantis, you'll see that it's made at least a curve back up to the upside. Shib's going to take a little bit longer to figure something out. Pepe is really, really, really eating it right now. So Pepe is not dead. Pepe still has a $281 million market cap, still ranking it in the top 100 cryptos, but it only has 6 million in liquidity, so it's not going to go too far. Volt continuing to eat it as well, down to 2172. Let's see what the big sell was. The big sell was 1DAB. I don't know who 1DAB is. Let's go look over here. Token transfers. We can check that out under Volt and see how long has this person been holding Volt. This person has been accumulating over the last 91 days. Last accumulation was 39 days ago. So let's go from 91 to 39. If we go look at the Volt chart, then we can take a quick look here and get an idea on whether this guy was a donor or a boner. And I can tell you right now, this guy, whoever this was, 39 days ago, that person bought in at 28. So they gave up, reasonably speaking, they gave up at least 25%. And if you take it back to 70 days, that's going to be right there. And if you bring that up right there, that means that they bought in at the 4,000 level. So this person lost 50% of their bag. This is the dumbest person I've ever seen. Oh my God, who does that? But you know what? That's actually good, because what they did was they bought in and then they ended up giving the money to Volt. They basically they basically took out less than they put in. Now it'll have to balance itself out with other investors coming back in, but you always like to see when somebody leaves at a loss like that, and they just kind of showed up out of nowhere because they were looking for a scalp. They got scalped. So WAGMI's at 1562. The next episode of the crypto with Leah Halpern, Aaron and Austin Donald, and I'm George. We're all George. That comes out, I think, on Friday. So we're going to find out whether WAGMI made it into the 4 tokens, which I think it probably will. I think that they're being very quiet and they're being very careful right now because I think they must have gotten in or something like that. So, but I don't know that to be the case. I just kind of guessing based on what they're doing. Bone was at 80 cents earlier. It's at 81 now. So no real progress here over the last little bit. Let's go look at the 1 hour. And you see here, we're talking about it having a reversal, and it did get off on something of a reversal. It wasn't very much, but it was a reversal nonetheless. Bounced off of it. There was so much wicking down here that you had to think that it was going to make a move to the upside, and it did make that move to the upside. Now it's getting into this little range right here of wick, so it might be coming back down. It doesn't look strong. I mean, it doesn't really have what I would call strength in the way that it looks. So again, I think it's probably destined to come back down. Ben, 2303. It was down in the 21s a little while ago, bounced back and reversed. So we'll see if this continues on. And then Dubai token at 1289. I've been asked repeatedly by different people if I want to become somebody with Dubai token, and I just don't have it in me right now to take extra. I just don't have it in me to do that. I do enough engagement stuff and stuff for just because right now. So I don't think that I'm going to do that. I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I'll be supportive of those guys because I think that it'd be nice to have them, be supported. But also, by the way, let's go back and let's look at what was that? The one of the Three Stooges ones, Shepe. Shepe. All right, Shepe is DOA flatlined. Who could have predicted that? Who could have predicted that this thing would turn into a wreck right here, and that everybody that was getting in at this level up here was going to get absolutely wrecked and devastated again? Who could have ever predicted that? Who could have said, hey guys, you're going to have to be real careful because this thing's already got a double top, which means that it's probably coming down here, and it's very possible that it'll never recover, and this just looks like every other one. So who could have ever guessed that? Jesus Christ, unbelievable. So let's look at Dark Lord Day, or Dark Lord, or whatever the fuck it's called. This is the Dork Lord, trading at 66.19. Had a nice little run up on the beginning, then it had a dump all the way down. Now it had a nice little relief bounce. This is the rally. This is the relief rally to tell you that, oh yeah, it can be done. Oh yeah, it can be done, before you get to the resistance part of, yeah, it's not going to happen. But what we're going to get is we're going to get a whole bunch of people who say that, oh, the devs are based, and they're going to use all of their mad words to try to get people back in. But if you get into this, you're going to get wrecked. This is the end of that. Now, Matt Fury, Furry. I don't know if his name is Furry or Fury. I know he wants it to be Fury, but I have questions about that. He doesn't seem very furious to me. I would think now that we're pretty much dead with this one, and now it's time to find what the next one is. Now, I do think I know what the next one is. I'm not going to say it yet because I want to see it launch first, but I do think tomorrow there is going to be a launch. If you haven't already, follow the CEO 100 on Twitter. He seems to be doing pretty well with getting these calls. I don't know that he really got into the Dork Lord one in time. I think he got a little bit too infatuated with Shepe at that moment, thinking that it was just going to continue on, despite somebody, I'm not going to say who it is, but despite somebody telling him, dude, it's dead, just fucking move on. But despite that, it maybe missed Dork Lord just a little bit, but there is going to be another one launching very, very soon, and I think that it's probably going to have a nice little pump tomorrow. Follow the CEO 100 on Twitter if you want to know what that token is, and let's see how it plays out. But it could be that it has a nice little run. So I think that's about it. I'm going to hold on to this one, hold on to this long, see what happens. The reason that I'm going to hold on to this long, and I'm not just going to liquidate it while I'm in profit right now, just for a few bucks, by the way. But the reason that I'm not going to do that right now is because if last night about 30, I want to say by the end of the day it was 30 billion, but about 13 billion came out from the European market. About 30 billion came out, or 13 billion came out from the European market last night. And generally speaking, I don't see that happen too much 2 days in a row. So I get the sense and the feeling that we'll probably see a nice upside movement from the European markets to tonight. So I don't think we're going to see a mad dump like we see from the U.S. market today and from that last night. So I get a feeling or a sense anyway that we're not going to see the same thing happening. So what do you think about DGen token? I don't know DGen token. I have no idea what that is. By the way, there are a bunch of DGen tokens. So I actually have a DGen token in my wallet right now that's probably worth like $1. That was, I put like $100 in it and it was on its way down in that Pepe pump. So there were like 3 DGen tokens at that point. So when you ask me about DGen token, I have no idea which one it is. But there are quite a few of them, in fact. So I don't know, but if it's important, then we can look it up in the morning. In the meantime, it's time for me to go, walk that dog. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. If you haven't already, at least consider NordVPN for your privacy and security. MEXC for your futures trading. Gate.io, Fairdesk. I'm worried about I'm worried about Lunk in the short term, but not fundamentally. Fundamentally, if you follow my video today, I think it's very important to point out that the Lunk added the whale liquid. God damn it, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I put it in a video today. If you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. I talked about it. They've added them as somebody on. There's an app out there where you can now borrow on your Luna Classic. And by the way, not a great thing to borrow, but being able to do that and having the option to do that is very important for a vibrant and thriving economy. It sucks right now in the bear market, but when it becomes a bull market, then that's how people are going to make just incredible amounts of money. So if those things play out the way that they should, then that lender and Eris protocol, which is still coming to Luna Classic, when those two are there, that means that there's going to be lending protocols in place. And then when USTC and Luna Classic start to get repegged and you really start to see an effective burn rate happen and you start to see more activity on that network and you start to see dApps and new tokens popping up on the blockchain and being built in there and new use cases coming around, then you're really going to see some, I think, cool stuff start to really happen on there. So I am short-term a little let down that it's taking so long because we all want that pie in the sky. But at the end of the day, they're building for the future. They're building for this market. And I think that we'll be just fine. And that one day we're going to flip a switch, so to speak. And the next thing you know, Luna Classic is going to do 10x because of hope, because of FOMO. We'll see a 10-cent USTC. I think it's going to be 5 cent originally, like 4.8 cents as I think what I called it at that point. But it'll start to pump. It'll start to get crazy. But we're going to have to see that rally, right? And Michael Anthony says market rally, but miners, by the way, miners have held, generally speaking, pretty well and haven't just sold off like crazy. So that's actually been to the benefit. And the reason that they're not selling off right now is because they're selling at a loss. It's not going to help them. The best thing for a miner to do, especially a big company who's a miner right now, the best thing for a mining company to do is just to borrow the money to continue operations until they can sell Bitcoin for a nice, tidy profit, because they know or should know that the halving is coming and it's 6 months away. So when that halving comes, then we're going to see something spectacular start to happen. And we should see it like kick off. And then, if you borrow money right now and you go for a year, then you're going to be 6 months into a bull run. So you never know what's going to happen. And I wonder who that was myself. But then I also consider that I don't know that was really, I don't know what the transaction was. I don't know if it was, it could have been somebody who was just trying to do something because, look, I mean, for a lot of us that have, you got to consider here, by the way, the amount of money that some of these guys have, that's a drop in the bucket for some people out here. Some of these guys that we talk to on Twitter, that we know on Twitter, I have a lot of millionaire friends that, to be fair, like 10 years ago, I would have never thought that half of my friends list would be multimillionaires. So to see all these guys with all this money just throwing it around, I don't think that was a big transaction. And that could have been a test of some kind of transaction and not just somebody who made a mistake or somebody who just, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there was a reason to it, that we'll learn something about it at some point soon. But I don't know for sure. These things tend to come up 3 or 4 days later where somebody says, oh yeah, and by the way, you know what that was? And then they tell you what it was. And then, if I find out, then we'll share it. But anyway, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I'm always ready. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will be back at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time in the morning. Grab your loved one because you're about to be scared. You're about to be frightened because the spookiest, ookiest outro is about to happen. And if you stay through the end of the outro, please leave a comment on the video so that it trends overnight. That certainly helps me out, pushes me up in the algorithm, and gets more people using NordVPN, MEXE, Fairdesk, and Gate.io. We'll talk to you again in the morning.
It's been a long day, a long week, maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited.